Was Lemmy a good bass player? Let's talk about it. Alright, so Lemmy is one of the most aggressive bass players in history. He's one of the loudest bass players in history. He's one of the proudest bass players in history. And he's an incredible frontman. But could he actually play bass? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think in a minute, and I'm going to give you a sonic demonstration. But before I do that, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new content. I upload videos basically every day. We also have a lot of interesting discussions going over in the community section. So you want to subscribe and check those out. And then also, if you look down in the description below, you'll find links to content that I can't put up on YouTube because of copyright issues. Alright, anyway, back to the topic of Lemmy's bass playing. I think one of the best ways to approach this subject is to listen to Lemmy himself describe his philosophy of his bass sound. Here we go.
Well, the basic difference is that most bass players sound like this. Whereas I sound quite different.
Alright, so right there we can discuss Lemmy's actual musicianship and technical ability. First thing to say with that clip is that his emphasis is clearly on tone. Not only is his emphasis on tone in his rig, it is also created through his attack. So he has carefully worked out a rig tone that goes along with his attack on the bass, and it's an unusual attack and an unusual tone that isn't really present in any other bass player that I can think of, although there are times Cliff Burton approached it in Metallica, particularly when he was doing his bass solo. The second thing that you can take away from that little clip, if you listen very closely, is that it's rock and rollish bass. It's like still blues based. It's rockabilly based almost. It has a swing to it, which is something else that's often missing from very heavy bass players. They forget that the bass is supposed to make people want to move and groove. It goes right to your spinal cord. Well, Lemmy has incorporated this into his overall approach of playing the bass. And then the final thing that I'll point out with that is the volume boost. Here Lemmy's taken a page out from Noel Redding. Another bass player that uses volume to their advantage is Geezer Butler, and I think that within the context of Motorhead there was really no other way for Lemmy to go, but it gives a incredibly interesting dynamic in the band as the bass cuts literally through the mix to become a dominant instrument. Anyway, if you put these elements together, it's pretty obvious that Lemmy was a good bass player. So my final verdict on this is yes, Lemmy was a good bass player. This is what I think. But what really matters is what you think. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.